It seems like yesterday that I traveled to Rome to attend Mirabile Dictu International Catholic Film Festival. I was there for the world premiere of Right Footed, the documentary about my life. Nick, the director, couldn't make it, neither could my husband Patrick. So I set off on June 21st for my first solo international trip. I've traveled all over the world and been on more flights than I can count, so I wasn't too worried. The one change I made was to pack all my belongings into a backpack because it's difficult to pull a suitcase by myself. What I did realize very quickly was that, on top of the usual attention I get as a person without arms, people were going to treat me differently as a person with a disability traveling alone. The awkward interaction started as soon as I got to the gate for my flight. A flight attendant approached me and asked, "Are you sure you can get into your seatbelt and get out of it if there's an emergency?" After telling her yes, she asked me again, "Are you sure you can do it without help?" It was as if she was really in disbelief and wanted me to say no. I wanted so badly to tell her, "I'm a pilot, of course I can." But I held back and nodded my head. One of the hardest things about not having arms is convincing people I can do things on my own. All people with disabilities are different, but I and many others have routines down to a science. We can learn, adapt, and develop some pretty ingenious ways to navigate around our world. Feel free to ask us a question if you have a concern. Just promise me you'll trust us when we tell you we're fine on our own. When my flight landed in Abu Dhabi from Manila for a layover, I got off the plane and headed for the bathroom. When I entered the restroom, the eyes of the female attendant went wide with shock. She kept staring at me, which made me feel self-conscious. I realized I was wearing a short-sleeved shirt in a conservative country, and my disability was on full display. Whatever was behind this woman's stare, I've certainly felt the eyes of strangers staring at me many times. It's a natural human response to look at people who are different, but staring can make a person with disability feel dehumanized. If you're genuinely curious, introduce yourself and start a conversation. For the next leg of the journey, the other passengers and I had to take a bus from the gate to get to the airplane. As I stepped out the bus to board the airplane, a man who had been staring at me on the bus approached and insisted that he would take my bag up the stairs, despite my insistence that I was fine. I could have brushed him off, but it was easier to give in, and in the process of this man's act of kindness, he ended up pulling my hair. We ended up with a more difficult situation than I started with. It's okay to ask if a person with a disability wants help. However, please do not insist on helping and do not be offended if your offer is declined. My experiences in Rome were largely positive. Some of the people I met were a little surprised when they first saw me, but quickly felt at ease. As usual, when visiting a new place, I had to figure out how to overcome a few new physical challenges. The door to my B&B was locked via a bolt that was 3 inches above my head. Thankfully, I'm flexible because I basically had to do a split every time I needed to lock the door. My night at the awards ceremony was surreal and unforgettable. The best moment was the feeling of electricity that went through me when it was announced that Right Footed had won the Best Documentary Award. The reality of the event and the prize hit me when I sat down. I thought to myself, wow, they really do love it. Faith has always been a huge part of my life. Now that I think about it, it is no surprise or coincidence to me that the world premiere of Right Footed was at this occasion. It was always my hope that through my life, without having to say it, people would know that I'm a woman of faith and it would shine through my life and actions. As much as I want people to see me as a woman of faith, I also want them to see me as an ordinary person. But it's hard to get past exteriors. As I was waiting at the check-in line at the Rome airport the next day, an airline representative saw that I was traveling alone and exclaimed, "You are brave!" I thought, I'm not brave, I'm normal. Why is it that just because I'm traveling alone to another country but happen to have a disability, I'm considered brave? A young woman traveling alone was ahead of me in line, struggling with a huge backpack. She looked flustered as she went back and forth to the counter several times. Why didn't anyone congratulate her for her courage to travel alone? People with disabilities are not brave for being in public or doing things on their own. We're just living our lives and trying to get through the day's challenges, joys, and tedium like you. Next time you see a person with a disability, try to see them as an ordinary person. Try to see how they might be just like you. When you see me jump into a burning building to save a puppy, then you can call me brave. Last week, I gave away a combo pack of my book Disarm Your Limits and a deluxe DVD of Right Footed to one lucky winner, and I'm going to pick another random winner one last time to keep celebrating the launch of this vlog. So if you want a chance to get a copy, all you have to do is make sure you're watching on YouTube, like this video, tap that subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. And if you want to order copies for yourself or your friends, there are links down in the description. I also have another challenge for you. I take my feet for granted just like you take your hands for granted. So this week, I'd like to see you pull a single dollar bill out of your wallet with just your feet. Post some proof down in the comments, and I'll share my favorites on my Facebook page. I would love to hear your feedback, questions, and episode ideas down in the comments. Don't forget to share this with someone who could use a little motivation. After all, if I can fly an airplane without arms, what is it that you can do?